Hello, we are here with Cookie Run Tower Adventures, and I am making a tier list, but I'm not actually making a tier list. I've already made it, and I'm going to explain it. We're not going to worry about any of the bottom parts. For right now, we are only going to be talking about the DPS characters in the game, right? Because these are the off-field DPS tagger-ish units, right? And then these are the sustain units. But right now, we're only going to talk about the current DPSs in the game, right? We're going to start at the bottom, then we're going to work our way up, right? So, Wolf Cookie, right? He has a state where he turns into a wolf. He gets enhanced speed while in this state. He inflicts a wound. He does more damage to wounded enemies. He's a pretty standard cookie. He doesn't have anything that really shines too much. He gets a little bit of attack, right? He gets a skill which does a decent amount of damage. There's the attack speed, right? And then he just has normal scalers and then wounded, right? And then chance for he's just a standard character, does damage, right? He's nothing that stands out. He has slash, so he can run some of the better artifacts, but he's just a standard unit, right? Next, Stingdurian. The thing that holds Stingdurian back is the fact that he can't crit. Stingdurian can't crit. He doesn't get that much from his base kit. His scalings are relatively low for the fact that he can't crit. Like, he's just overall not the greatest cookie in the world. He can't crit. His scalings are 75 times 6 plus 200, right? And but then like his normal attacks, you have to do so many of them to stack up things, and they have such low scalings, and then no crit kind of just like actually like throws him in a dumpster. So like I think he's okay. He's not good. I If you were to play him, like if you don't have like all the 5 stars, he's horrible. But even with the 5 stars, he's probably like equivalent of like Ginger Brave. So like I don't know why you'd ever build him. Next cookie on our list is Rye. Problems with Rye is that Rye can only hit one enemy. Rye does lower damage than a lot of the single target units, and the reason is because they made him as the range characters, and they were like, and they said this on stream. The range characters have to have range be part of the reason that they're better. So like his range is, yes, he does less damage, but he has some range. So like you can argue that that's good. He gets 40% crit damage. He then gets another 40% from his first star. Then he gets it on everything on his fourth or his fifth star, right? He gets the crit damage on everything except for just his normal attacks. One of his big problems is his burst is like an AoE burst that's like really bad, and then his skill is like his entire kit. If he had like if his burst did a lot like single target, he'd probably be better. But he's kind of like put in a dumpster. Now Ginger Brave, right? So Rye gets 40 crit rate up to 80 crit rate at first star, right? And then only on his normal attacks, right? Ginger Brave, how Ginger Brave works, and why I have Ginger Brave so high, why some people want to see is first of all he gets 10% crit rate by default, right? Second, he gets this. He has a 6-second skill, which is pretty fast, 420 skill damage, right? He has a dash, and then he has a burst, right? That has this number 6 times, and then that one time it's pretty big, does a lot of damage, right? Then you have this, right? So you get elemental damage equal to 100% added on to your attacks after you dash, and you only get one extra attack. So you can dash and doing your skill, and you get that 100% elemental damage on your skill, which is really good. You can also do it for a normal attack, but it's not as like amazing. Then this, right? After using burst, you get 30% crit rate. It's insane. You're literally getting more crit than you do from Rye. It's so sad. Um, deals increased earth damage on attacking targets that have above 50% HP. Crazy extra elemental damage. He's good. He has solid kit. Problem with him, he smash. He only has like Warrior's Oath that he can run, so he's kind of bricked because of that. He kind of can't go any further, right? Wizard Cookie, really good in AoE. His lightning, his he gives lightning shred, right? He gives lightning shred. He has chain lightning that can like sub quadratically scale. It's like fake quadratic scaling because like if you hit 4 enemies, then each and every one of them bounces to the next enemy, and that happens 4 times. So if you hit 4 enemies, 16 hits quadratic, right? So he can be good. He can be good in AOE. His ult's good. I wouldn't say that he's the best cookie in the game, but like he's definitely a solid cookie. Does well. He's good in AoE content, really good in AoE content. And if this was AoE content only, I'd put him up here. But since it's content in general and a lot of content is raids, I have him a bit lower. So then next is Chili Pepper, right? The reason that Chili Pepper is so good, right, is because the passive is okay. It's like maybe like 73% on average per N4, which is her 4 normal attack strings. So this is N1, N2, N3, and N4, and it hits 9 times. And then this is 10% chance of proccing, so it has like a little bit less than a 100% chance of proccing, right? On air, on average, right? So this like 73%. And then your normals have these are really fast. You have an alt that gives you this state for 8 seconds that gives you 67 crit damage. Once you get the next star, right? This gives you 67% of your original crit damage added onto whatever. So like I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's not 67 times 2, it's like 67 times 1.67, which is weird. Don't ask me why, but that's how much we get in total after this. Base stat increase. This gives you 10% increased chance for after image, so now you're getting like 140% per N4, and then this right here gives you 4 more seconds and gives you more fire damage. So like it's just good in general. She's pretty solid. She gets a lot of crit in her base kit, so you can start building her like. So since she gets a lot of crit damage in her base kit, you want to get this crit rate up to like 100%, and then you don't even have to worry about crit damage too much. You can just start building into attack. Um, Good cookie. Her artifact's really good. Gives just free crit damage. She likes a lot of crit damage. Next cookie is cream soda, right? Cream soda is also in this tier. The reason that cream soda is so good is that she has generally high scalings. Her burst hits for a 490% times 3. That's like 100. That's 1,500%, right? And then boot dash, right? Just normal dash, right? She has a skill that every single time after these skills, your next normal attack is enhanced. And then if you get this first star here, right? You get a wave on your max stacks hit. So then that does even more. This makes you have one less to max stacks, and then this gives you a wave. This makes your wave always do double the damage. Plus, whenever you use your burst, you get all of your stacks. She's just really good because this damage increase, right? Isn't actually a damage increase. It's a new scaling. Same with the bottom one. And basically your normal attack, right, is normally 76% scaling, right? This makes it 190% at this, and then it's normally 76. And for the second one, where it's normally 76, it actually makes it 305. Don't ask me why. I could not tell you, but that's how it works. It's how it works. One thing that I will say is that the weapon is broken right now. This weapon should be going up 10% per on the elemental damage with refinements. I did talk to one of the devs about that, and it should be fixed eventually. But for right now, just know that this should like in her damage output, this is also up. So like at 3 stars, it should be 50, and then at 4 stars, it should be 60. At 5 stars, it should be 70, right? So last cookie is dark choco, best cookie in the game by far, and there's a lot of reasons for this. I'm gonna explain them really fast. So like this is a short video. You can understand all the cookies pretty at a general base level, and you can go tell your friends what cookies to play, right? So Dark Choco has a lot of stuff to skip, right? So first things first is you have this thing which gives you double of your original buff. So this passive right here, they give you 25% attack increase is now doubled. Now, something weird about this thing is this is not an increase in your attack. Like, so I don't know whenever you get attack percent and it goes into this little base stat. No, that's not what this is. This is a separate multiplier. This is just saying that your attacks do 25% more. Don't ask me why. That's what it means. So your attacks are now doing 50% more at 1 star, or at this first star, right? This second starred character, first unlockable star, right? Then you get 8% base stat increase. Then you get 9 hits of 100%, which is crazy on your skill. And then your ult gets 50% defense pen, which I'm going to explain defense pen in the easiest way possible. Basically, defense pen works in a way that you have this flat line of increase in defense pen rate, and then once you have the flat line of increase in defense pen rate, then this is how much damage you get from defense pen, and it's like this really flat like curvature line, right, like this, right? And then this is around like 40% a defense pen when you start getting back 40% of your damage for 40% defense pen. So this is effectively giving him like probably like 55% extra damage on his ult, which is broken. Because you have to think about it this way, right? He's getting a 155% scaler, right? Plus a 155% scaler, plus a 150% scaler from this passive, right? Plus his ult is already hitting this much. Hits AoE. Plus this is giving him damage bonus equal to whatever percentage based on the weapon. He's also getting crit damage. He also has a lot of crit damage at base. He's broken. He does so much damage. For being an AoE unit, he literally does the most damage in the game. Now, the thing is, right, he doesn't do so much damage to make it so that the other cookies aren't better than him in their current raid type. I would say the only raids that he probably has a chance of winning right now that, like, let's just say, like, you have, like, a raid here, right? And the raid is, like, two elements and it's not Dark Choco's element, the elements would have to be wind and like light, and to probably have Dark Choco still show up. In my like from what I would think, it would have to be like wind and light. Because like I think chili pepper and cream soda are close enough to like not make that happen. Because like they aren't that different. They're just like semi different. So I would say unless it's like the bad units, like if it's one of these three elements, he probably won't show up. If it is wind or earth, this is or wind, earth, or light, right? And then it's just dependent. I would say light after the new cookie comes out is gonna be better and not as hard, not as easy for him to overtake. And then wind might be okay with Rye, but I could see worlds where Rye does less damage than Dark Choco without the multiplier. But that's basically it. Have fun building your cookies.